everyone. Welcome to Stampin' Up with Jamie. Happy Tuesday morning. I'm a little early today. I'm 10 o'clock this morning. I have an appointment later on that I need to. Actually, I have to go pick up my daughter at school. It's not an appointment. She has a half a day today, so I have to pick her up. And so I'm going live a little early today, but I wanted to say welcome. My name is Jamie, and I am with Stampin' Up here. I'm an independent demonstrator and love sharing all things paper crafting. So as you're coming on in, please introduce yourself. Let me know where you're watching from. I see Amy's here and Diana's here. Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday morning. Okay, a couple of things before we get going. Okay, I am using, oh my goodness, such a fun brand new product. It is specifically the Flowering Tulips Bundle, which is in the 2022 January to June mini catalog. This will go live January 4th. Okay, so you're kind of getting a sneak peek of what's in it now. You won't be able to order it until January 4th. If you're like me and you're like, Jamie, I cannot wait until January 4th, feel free to snag the starter kit now, and you can actually put the items into your starter kit, okay, as part of joining. January 4th, 2022. The Flowering Tulips Bundle, which I'm specifically going to use today, really mostly the tulips dies, but the sentiment does come from the stamp set. It is a beautiful, oh, I can show you down here. It's a really, really fun stamp set bundle. It's a photopolymer stamp set with matching dies that make, they're like builder dies. And so you can fold the tulips and the die cuts in different ways and get 3 different tulips out of them. Really, really cool. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. I'm going to break it down. It's really easy. It's a little intimidating at first. Like, what am I doing with these dies? But I promise you, they're really, really simple and easy to make. The bundle, this stamp set in particular, I'm going to be featuring in our stamp camp. January 22nd. Stamp camp will run from about 10:30 most of the day, and we're going to do 10 make and takes. 5 of those make and takes I've designed using this stamp set, and so you can look at it. It's already like really well loved and stained and beautiful. I've been using it lots. So if you are interested in getting 5 make and takes with this stamp set, my friend Zara up in Canada will be using the Artfully Layered stamp set, as well as stamping presentations, prize patrol, pillow gifts, lots of fun. Okay, go to Stamp Camp. Oh, I can do this. I realized I could do this on stampcamp.jamieb.com. And there we go, stampcamp.jamieb.com, and you can find out all the details. Registration closes January 3rd because first thing, literally January 4th, I'm placing the big order for everyone's stuff, okay? Stampcamp.jamieb.com. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so much fun. You're not going to want to miss out. Make sure you get all the details and register. I'd love to see your name on the list, okay? Okay, so let me do a little switch. There we go. Okay, so here's our card that we're making today. It is super, super, super simple. And let me tell you, a beautiful card doesn't have to have all the bells and whistles. This came together super quick. The dies do all the work for you. And honestly, you're going to see that there's a panel here. That's because when I was designing the card, I wasn't quite sure which direction I wanted to go in, but I'm just going to do a single card front. I'm not going to cut down the cardstock here. There really wasn't a need to do it, except that I had kind of a different plan in my head and then switched my mind kind of halfway through. So really, really, really simple card. I didn't stamp it in the inside or do anything, but really, really simple. And I did a bow. I didn't do a fork bow. This is like an actual just like bow, which is so out of character for myself. Okay. I'm going to walk you through. So here we go. Ready? My card base is thick basic white cardstock. So anytime you're using basic white as the card base on which everything is going to be built, I would really, really suggest using thick basic white. Okay. If you don't, the regular basic white just isn't as strong and it will kind of like implode, whereas this one will hold up very nicely. So this is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. Now, normally when I have a card portrait direction, I have it folding up. But in order to accommodate for the ribbon wrapping around it, I had to have the card opening sort of portrait, but opening out, not up, if that makes sense. Okay, so there's our basic white. I will say, though, so you could have used a different color. I am going to be using and stamping and everything on a separate piece of basic white, because here's the thing. If I stamp this sentiment and mess it up, I don't want to ruin like a whole card. I just want to ruin a card front that I can flip over and use the other side. So I'm just going to be using, this is 4¼ by 5½ basic white. And this is what I'm going to stamp and kind of make my card front. And then I'm going to just adhere this over my card base. Okay. So I guess technically I could have used a color as a card base, but again, kind of keeping with less is more kind of idea for this stamp set. Okay, I'm going to start with the sentiment, because once I have the sentiment stamped, I'll be able to kind of give an idea of the placement of everything else. Okay, for my sample, I use the Love You So Much. Love it. Beautiful. Fun. This stamp set, by the way, has the best sentiments, and I know this because I use them for my stamp camp. Like really, really great sentiments. We have a birthday sentiment. That's the one I'm going to be using right now to use. A thank you. I love the kind of circular motion of this thank you, and it's all kind of scripty and fun. Happy Mother's Day. So what I might do for my card here is do a Love You So Much on the outside, and then a Happy Mother's Day sentiment on the inside. And then just thinking of you today, and another great one down here. So oh, by the way, if you get this stamp set as part of Stamp Camp, you get 15% off. Okay, I'm offering a 15% off discount when you order the stamp set or bundle. Oh, I'm sorry. Or anything that we're going to be using as part of Stamp Camp. When you order through your registration, you're going to get, did I say 10%? I think it's 15%. Sorry, I just realized my grid paper isn't really glued down very well. Okay, let's try that again. So I have my photopolymer stamp set. I'm just going to stamp in Memento black ink and hope we do well. I considered using the Stamparatus because sometimes my Memento doesn't give me a super I think honestly it needs to be re-inked. It needs to be refilled. But we're going to try, and if not, I'll take the Stamparatus out and we'll give it a go that way. But we're going to try it this way. So I'm aiming for that top right corner. Memento black ink. Give it a good push. Beautiful. Love when it works. If you stamp your Memento black and you're feeling like it's not that super dark, crisp stamped image, consider using your Stamparatus and stamping a couple different times. Okay, it's the beauty of the Stamparatus that we can go over and you get exact placement each time. And so that's a kind of, if you're struggling with your Memento because sometimes it doesn't always want to work the way we want it to work, that's my suggestion. Okay, now let's work on the tulips. This is the fun part. Okay, I want to first show you the designer series paper that's in the suite. It's the Flowering Fields designer series paper. If you are interested in my product share, you will get a 6x6 sampling of this as part of the product share. And the one side of the paper is all like graphics and images, beautiful images. Mine are all cut up because, again, I've been getting ready for Stamp Camp. Okay, that's sort of one side. But then when we flip it over, we have, oh, you can't see it. We have these great sort of gradient patterns, very artistic looking. And this is what's going to help us create those beautiful tulips. Okay, specifically this pattern here. And then there's a similar purple one that has, it's almost like brush strokes on it, different colored brush strokes. And then there's other ones. We have clouds, which are really fun. More clouds, which are really fun. These kind of like little flowers. That's like a mango melody. And then this kind of grid looking one. Okay, so if you're interested in product shares, you get a sampling of all the all the upcoming designer series paper, as well as as well as ribbon and embellishments. Okay, let me post that up here. If you're interested in a product share, that too will close January 3rd. Productshare.jamieb.com. You can get sampling of everything. I love a product share. It's probably my most favorite time of the year when the new catalogs come out and I get to work on a labor of love to get you all the goodies in your hands. Okay. Productshare.jamieb.com. Okay. So let me highlight this paper again, because this is what I use to get the different colors in my tulips. I just placed, and this is the one that I did for today. You can see that I kind of positioned the dies in different places along the paper to get the different colors. Okay. If I wanted a darker color, I put it more on this side. And if I wanted a lighter color, I put it on the opposite side. And the same with like the blue-green pattern. Okay. Depending on where you put the dies is the kind of color you're going to cut out. Okay. Having said that, these are the dies we're going to play with. Actually, we're not going to play with all of them, but I'm going to show you how they all work. Okay. We have sort of 3 different dies that can make different sized tulips. Okay. They are dies, but they also do a very slight, it's not a deep embossing, but it is embossed so that you'll know where to fold the die that gets cut. Okay. In addition, we also have this little guy that's like a V. Let me show him a little closer. He's like a V. And then we have this guy, and I believe there's 2 of these. Let me just look. Oh, there's actually 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's actually 3 of these, which is actually nice because you could cut 3 of them out because all of them take it. Okay, so let me show you what they look like cut out. This guy, I got to figure it out. This guy is this guy. This guy is this guy. This one is this. The V is that. And then this little guy is that. Okay, so these are 3 separate tulips that you can make. I'm only making 2 of the tulips, okay? But you could, in essence, get 3 different tulips. If you're looking for a cheat sheet, I can't show you the inside of the catalog, but I can tell you what page it's on when you get your catalog. So if you flip, if you flip to page 16 in your 2022 January to June mini catalog, page 16, there's a card in the kind of upper right hand corner that makes like red tulips, and you can see all 3 of the tulips that these dies make, and they use different color cardstock so you can kind of get an idea as to how to assemble them. Okay, when I was putting my tulips together, I was like, how in the heck does this even work? And I flipped to that page. It's a lifesaver. Okay, so the ones I'm not going to be putting this one together, although I could. I have the piece. I guess I could. Let me put it together. So in our dies, I don't know if the light's going to pick it up, but it is very, very faintly embossed. Means that you can fold it over on itself very easily. Okay, so there's our tulip. Actually, I think it goes, does it go that way or does it go that way? I think it goes this way. It goes this way. Okay, and then you would take one of these guys and glue it on the inside like so. You could have the top kind of poking out a little bit more if you wanted. Okay, I'm not making that one, but this is if you're looking at your mini catalog, I believe it's the one in the middle. And as long as you don't glue it down super tight, you can kind of have it a really kind of sort of 3D, and that's what I did with mine. Okay, so to make this guy, the middle tulip, you would use one of these and one of these. Okay, I'm not using that for my card, but I wanted to give you the heads up. To make this guy, you're going to need that die, a V die, and then sort of like the circular looking one. And then to make this tulip, you're going to need that die, the V die, and then the circular tulip as well. Okay, so you can get 3 different tulips. They all use this guy, and then the 3 different sizes, and 2 of them use the V. Here's the thing, guys. Okay, ready? Heads up. I'm going to be sharing next. I'm hoping to get it done by next Tuesday for you. Sort of a guide to walk you through how to assemble the tulips. It will go in my weekly email. So if you do not already yet get my weekly email, freebies.jamieb, you're going to want to sign up for it because I'm going to literally walk you through with a guide that you can use for putting the tulips together. Oops, I put it there, but I didn't show it. You can get my weekly email by going to freebies.jamieb.com. It's called freebies because when you sign up for my weekly email, you'll get 5 free, quick, and easy card tutorials. Okay, freebies.jamieb.com. Hopefully next Tuesday, I'll include a walkthrough tutorial on how to put these together. But here we go. So again, they're lightly embossed, so you're going to know exactly where to fold over. Okay, that one folds twice. This one just folds once, like that. Okay, I'm going to take a little liquid glue, and I think they use dimensionals, but I'm not going to use dimensionals because I'm not that fun. I'm going to put a little, little liquid glue, and then assemble my one tulip behind, like so. And then this is the one that's going to get tucked in here, like that. So fun. So fun. And depending on where you cut out your color is going to, or what colors you cut out, is going to be kind of the tulip image that you get. And so in essence, you could, using that paper, that designer paper, you could get all sorts of different variations of tulips and their look to them just by cutting out different pieces of that designer paper. Okay. Now I'm putting enough liquid glue so that it holds it together, but you're going to see this flap here is still kind of open. And that's what I want. I want to sort of keep with the 3D look that you get from these tulips. I wish that was all hidden just a schmid. There we go. Okay. Same for this. Okay. So this one kind of opens like that. I'm going to put my guy behind him first with just a dab of glue. Glue is ideal in this because you have enough wiggle room to kind of play with it. Like I can move this around a little bit, make sure I get it where I want it. I'm not a huge fan of glue. If you've watched my videos, you know this, because I tend to get it everywhere and wear it, and it seems to multiply. But in this case, I think liquid glue is definitely the way to go. Oop, there must have been glue there still because that's not budging. That's good. Okay, so then for this, I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on the bottom here and give it a little burrito fold and hold it in place just long enough for it to dry. Actually, do I have a thing? There, I'm going to cheat. Let that hold it down so I'm hands-free. Okay. Now, also in those dies, I didn't show you because I took most of them out, but they look like this. So you get this beautiful, oh my gosh, how fun is that? That I did use that die for Stamp Camp, by the way, in one of the cards. And then this is really fun too. It makes, kind of cuts out, and you can use the negative to kind of peek through. But we have 2 leaves and then we have 2 stems. They do coordinate with the stamped images. Stamp, stamp, and then there's your stem. But I use them and just cut them out. And I use the same, did I hit that? I feel like I'm not center anymore. There we go. I use the same designer paper. Okay. So you get this gradient of color on my stem. And for one of the stems, I put it in the darker part of it. And for one of the stems, I put it in the lighter part of it. So I got 2 different colors. So for this one, I put it more on the edge where it's darker. And then for this one, I put it more over here where it's like really light, which is kind of cool. And then I cut out 2 leaves. And again, this actually shows it really well, the gradient look of it. I just love it. The paper makes it so easy. Hey, Karen, how you doing? Are you all done cooking? Baking, I should say, not cooking. Okie dokie. So we have our 2 leaves, our 2 stems, and our 2 tulips. We are cooking with steam here. Okay. This is what I did. I wanted to get a feel for placement. So I played with them just a smidge before gluing things down because I wanted to get an idea of where they would be going. Okay. Whoops. Make sure you get the green side of the stem down. It's being stubborn. I'm not actually gluing them down yet. I just want to get a feel. Now, these stems are the same height, but you're going to notice that my one tulip is significantly smaller. No big deal. All I did was cover the majority of the stem. It's a great way to get that, use that same exact stem, but have it look in a completely different way. Just cover a lot of the top and it'll look like it's shorter, like it was designed to be shorter. Okay, I think more or less that's where I'm gonna go, maybe a little higher here. And then what I did is this one I'm gonna pull off, but I did do a little stamping, not much, just a one leaf and this little detail, grass detail. So I'm gonna stamp in Pear Pizzazz ink. I'm leaving that tulip right where it is because I want to get an idea of where to stamp. So I'm inking up we do have two larger leaves. This is 2 leaves. I'm stamping the larger of them, okay? And Pear Pizzazz ink. So I'm going to get an idea, pull it away, and then stamp. That's how I figure out placement when I want to be a little bit more exact. I'm not going to stamp the other detail yet. We're going to, ooh, why are you being stubborn? You could also use glue dots would work. I feel like liquid glue does the job, but like that one popped open. Okay, here we go. Let's glue some things down. Do I have my invert? Oh, they're right there. Wow. They were seriously sitting on top. It was like it was meant to be. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. So a little glue, not much. Let me tell you, this stuff has a way of growing. You don't need a lot, and it's super strong. So a little dab. Now I'm going to follow my leaf there because I stamped it. So I'm going to use that kind of as my guide. That's one. And then I'm going to, of the 2 leaves I cut out, I'm going to use the smaller of the 2 and go right next to it. Look at me with the liquid glue today. Holy cow. I'm going to go a little, so my stem ends there, but I'm going to put my leaf lower, kind of overlapping a little to give the illusion that it's longer. Okay. To give the illusion that it's longer. And then my tulip, I'm running out of room. I definitely went more left with this one. I'm going to have to put the ribbon a little bit more flush left too. Put the tulip there. And then this guy, let's see here, maybe there. The stem does overlap a little, but that's okay. Like there, I think. Sure, I definitely went more left with that. Definitely. Look how much more curved that is. That's okay. Each card is unique. Without maybe using the Stamparatus or being super precise, it's going to be hard to completely get them to be exact. So we'll go there with that one. And then we'll go, I'm going to overlap them so he looks shorter. Maybe there. Then my other leaf, this is the larger of the 2. So you can stamp and cut out the leaf, or you can just straight up cut out the leaf, whatever you want. That there. Oops, did that move? It did a bit. And then there's this little, where's my stamp set? It's here somewhere. This little guy is so fun. It's such, oops, sorry, you're totally seeing my lights. It's the nicest little detail, and it really just, I don't know, makes it look extra special. I don't know. When I was designing my cards for Stamp Camp, I'm like, I really like this little detail. It's like a little bit of grass or something. So I'm going to stamp him right next to my tulip like that. Okay, we are just about done. So now I'm going to glue, adhere, whatever you want to call this, to the card front. And then we're going to wrap around the ribbon and be done. Now, you could add some pearls or rhinestones or some other embellishment of your choice, your favorite embellishment. I just kept things oh, why is this shorter? Hold on. I got to give it a haircut. I kept it super, super, super simple. Honest to goodness, like super simple. Sorry, that was a hair too long. That was going to bother me. Okay, let's try this again. I kept things super simple, but you could easily add an embellishment. It would look really nice. Just a nice little detail. But I decided less is more. Where's my ribbon? There's my ribbon. I'm always losing things. So this is the black and white ribbon from the July to December mini. And all I did was get it in, make sure it's flat, you're not twisted. And I made a bow. Yes, I made a bow. I never do bows because I can't stand when they don't lay flat and they're all twisty-wisty. Oh, I can't stand when my bows twist. But I really, really concentrated. The amount of concentration that went into me doing this. I know I never use liquid glue, Karen, ever. Ever. I can't stand the stuff. I end up wearing it. That's the problem. It's not the glue. It's me. It's user error. What is going on here? Okay, there we go. Look at that. And I'm not doing a fork bow, Karen. What? I don't even know what's going on today. It's a little smaller than my sample card, but that's okay. Get a little bit of a haircut. And there we go. Now, this did turn out a little different because one tulip is really, really going to the left. But you could easily have moved it closer together and have them been a smidge closer to each other. But there you go. Easy peasy. It's so quick and easy. I didn't do a card. Should I do a card quickly? I just have to cut the designer paper. Should we go green or purple? Maybe we'll do the purple. So easy. The dies are actually, they're again a little intimidating to look at, like, oh my gosh, what am I doing with these dies? But once you kind of figure out the formula, so to speak, it's just a matter of like cutting them out and assembling them up. It's really not that hard. And like I said, hopefully next Tuesday, if not the week after that, I'm going to be putting in my weekly email, sort of like a cheat sheet, I guess is a great way to put it, on how to use those dies, because I want you to feel confident when you're using them and not be confused or not know what's up and what's down. Okay, so if you haven't signed up for that, be sure you do. My weekly email goes out tonight, but there's no way it's going in tonight's. No way, Jose, not tonight. Okay, so this is 2 1/4 by 6 for the envelope flap, and then I'm going to give it a little bit of a haircut. And a live bow. I know, Karen. I don't know what's gotten into me today. It's the Christmas spirit, I guess. I don't know. Product shares, productshare.jbb.com. Stamp Camp, stampcamp.jbb.com. Both closed January 3rd. Be sure to head over and get more details. Register while registration is open and you can get in on it. Wouldn't want you to miss out. So there you go, everyone. Super easy, quick, simple. The dies do all the work for you and really make it extra super special. Let me just do this here. Thanks, Patty. Appreciate it. Okay, that's it for today, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow night over on Facebook, 7:30 Eastern time. I'm using the new Seize the Day bundle, which is so fun. Okay, if I don't see you beforehand and talk to you, have a Merry Christmas. I hope you have an amazing weekend with your family and friends, and I will be back next week. Thanks, Barbara. Appreciate it. I'll be back next week, and I hope to see you then. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.